The government has drifted pointlessly, now in their 8th year of government. Visionless, pointless, there is no purpose to this government. They like to pretend they're all shiny and new. They're on their 3rd Prime Minister, their 3rd Treasurer. A lifetime of debt and nothing to show for it. Nothing on social housing. They hate scrutiny. That's another thing we want to talk about. It's not just a lost opportunity, there's active nasties in this budget, buried deep in the budget papers. They've refused to introduce a National Integrity Commission. They announced it 3 years ago. They love the announcements, but nothing actually happens. It's all about the photo op, no follow-up. Where's the National Integrity Commission? It's not in this budget. It's not a priority, the Attorney-General says. It's not a priority. Unbelievably, though, they haven't introduced the National Integrity Commission, but they don't want their rorts and their waste and their corruption exposed because they've cut the Auditor-General's budget. They've used COVID-19 and this budget to cut the Auditor-General's budget, to silence the independent watchdog. Make no mistake, this is revenge for sports rorts. It's revenge for exposing the corruption, as it now looks, in paying $30 million to a Liberal Party donor for land worth $3 million. The defence contracting blowouts, the casualisation of the public service. What's the government's response to this? Cut the budget of the independent watchdog who is exposing their rorts, waste and corruption. Who knows what else they're hiding? It's vengeful and it's pathetic. Now, the Auditor-General has been in structural deficit for the last few years because of the accumulation of cuts. They call them efficiency dividends. On a small agency, let's be clear, that is a cut. The efficiency dividend year after year, it piles up and it's a cut after cut after cut. Last year he lost $3.3 million, the year before $4.4 million. We're at the point now, as the Auditor-General said to the Prime Minister, who's supposed to look after him, an independent officer of the Parliament, the Prime Minister's supposed to look after him. The Auditor-General said, I can't do it anymore. I can't meet my KPIs of 48 performance audits a year. Without fear or favour, they're appointed for a 10-year term, one term. Their job is to scrutinise government, whoever's in government. At the very time you think, when you're blowing $1 trillion of taxpayer money on the credit card, you've pushed government spending to the highest level ever since 1970. You look in the back of the budget papers, there's this table, 35.4% of GDP the government is now spending on the economy, the highest level that I can find anywhere in Australia's history. Maybe World War II would have been higher. The highest level ever is the very time that you want to invest in independent scrutiny and make sure that you're getting value for money. We want every dollar of taxpayer money to count when you're spending that much money. And what's the government's response? Oh, we're blowing $1 trillion, but we can't find $6.5 million for the Auditor-General that he asked for. And to top that off, we're going to cut him another $1.28 million and make sure his total resources are $14 million less. $14 million less. This is a cover-up. The impact, of course, will be every year 2 less performance audits. They're on their way down to 38 now at the end of the forward estimates. $1 trillion of Liberal Party debt and avoiding independent scrutiny. The Public Accounts and Audit Committee's job, which I'm a member of, is supposed to stick up for the Auditor-General. They're failing in their duty. The Prime Minister's failed the Auditor-General. The government members should be ashamed. I remember as a Victorian when the Jeff Kennett Liberal government tried this little trick on the Auditor-General there. It led to a backlash from people as they caught on and realised what was happening. It was a small issue, it was a small bit of money, and it was a big part of why that government got chucked out at an election that no one thought they could lose. Because Labor went to the election on a platform of restoring democracy and restoring accountability, and that built trust, particularly with people in regional areas who sniffed this